What up, people?
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Okay, scooch over.
Yeah, scoot over.
Get in there. I'm in there. All right.
Here, move this thing.
I had a napkin right here.
Oh, sorry.
That had a purpose.
They had a purpose?
Yes, I can still use it for my purpose. You have to stop using it though.
You can still use it. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
How are you all doing? We hope everyone had a good day. We just kind of choked down dinner because somebody just got home. But we're going to make this thing work.
Yeah.
What's your drink?
Already drinking.
You drank it already? It's the
Mm-hmm.
bottomless pit, y'all. Like, you have something and it's gone in 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
There is no savor.
I
It's
do
like-
save it.
It's like eating now, taste it later. Feel like we in basic or something.
And it's a glass of vino. Totally different.
Mm-hmm. You savor that?
Savor it.
Okay.
Savor it.
Hey. So give us a shout out, please, and let us know who you are. We see we have someone on YouTube. We have 2 on my page. Hi. Oh, we have 4 over here. Which one is this?
That's tag team.
Oh, tag team. Hey, tag team.
Well, tag team, yeah, YouTube.
Tag team family.
Facebook.
Facebook. Got you.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you meant. Hey, who is this? Joyce.
Joyce Patel.
Joyce Swan. What up, Miss Swan?
Mrs. Swan.
Hello. Who is this? Oh, I missed it. It faded out. Why does yours always fade
That's
out?
YouTube. YouTube does that when it's on the phone. All right.
Oh, on the phone. So who is this? You know I can't see.
Hearns.
Hearns. Hi, Hearns. Hello, Hearns. Who we have over here on YouTube? Jacob. Hey, Jacob. Yeah, we can take a second. Let's see who is over here. I can't tell. Just type in your name. Give me a shout. And tell me who is here on my page. There's 3 over there. Hey, how are you guys this evening? We're good. Hey, Cameron. Hey, Bridget. Hey, ladies. We are good. Both greetings, Don. Hey, Don. Don from Germany. Whoa.
All right,
Don from Germany. Thank you, Don.
That's what's up. That's how you do it.
Que pasa, Coach? That's G-Man.
Orderly, mijo. Nah, just playing. just playing. Just playing.
He's so silly. All right, so while he's sharing, we want to tell everyone hello, hello. Hope you guys had a good day. If you did not have a good day, tomorrow can be a better day. Okay?
That's right.
Hey, girl. Hey, Kim.
Is it Puerto Rico? Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican. So we hope you all had a wonderful day. We had a great day. We got some really good news today. We are always flying high on good news. Even if we have bad news, we try to take that and figure out what we can make out of that. So our greetings. Hello from Tag Team Marriage.
Yes, right.
We want to let you guys know, as always, our wedding in February 20th, 2021 is still on at the Georgia Aquarium. Our guest list is you, all of you. This is your personal official invite. We want you to be there. So go to www.tagteamwedding.com. Submit your RSVP. We're up to about 101 on the guest list. So we're going to have a great time. Of course, we don't want any gifts. We don't want any monetary gifts. We don't want any sliding them envelopes. Our gift is you.
I want an envelope.
He don't want an envelope.
I want an envelope.
If he get an envelope, it's just going to go to me.
I want an envelope.
So, tagteamwedding.com. Our gift is you. RSVP Wolfgang Puck is catering. So it's going to be a great evening.
We're going to have a great weekend.
A great weekend.
Fun.
Right.
COVID will be over by then.
So your RSVP is $50. And some say, y'all charging to come to the wedding? No, not really. We don't want you guys to buy us a gift. Now, if you was gonna show up empty-handed with no gift, then we're charging you. I'm just playing. But no, submit your RSVP. Come spend a weekend with us in Atlanta. They have a great time at the Georgia Aquarium.
Yeah, we're gonna have some good stuff going on.
It's a wonderful catered event by Wolfgang Puck. Nigel, hey Nigel. My seat is like positioned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. Really? Are they alright?
Yeah.
Okay. So of course, we like to start out with showing off our official strand of 3 cords. It's not easily broken. We will not be broken. Because of course our center cord, our foundational cord, our hold together glue cord is our Heavenly Father.
Right. Faith in the Creator in us. So.
Oh, and our shirts. So, of course, she's all I need in this life.
She's all I need in this life for sin.
Down to ride to the very end.
There it is. So tonight, people, what are we talking about?
Of course, it's backwards Llewellyn because we sitting that way. Okay, it's my brother.
What are we talking about tonight?
Oh, you giving them time to read?
No, I'm giving you time to say it.
Oh. My bad. My bad.
We the title of the night show is.
The title of tonight is.
Ain't got nothing to do with the Falcons.
It definitely has not. Let me be clear on something. Hold on.
No, but it's.
Let me be clear on something because I'm trying to fix my seat,
No,
right?
you're not. You're trying to go grab your little ugly towel.
Look, I don't have my terrible towel. We'd be waving that.
No, we wouldn't.
But this is the only flag we had in the house.
Good flag.
We got it out of the trash. We got it out of the trash. We had to wipe the stuff off.
Tell them the title.
Trash. Okay.
Even though they should have saw it.
Yeah.
What's the title?
When waving flags doesn't even get their attention.
Like the Falcons going to the Super Bowl.
I may have paraphrased it a little bit, but this is the point. What camera are y'all looking at? We looking at all of them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Brother Lou. So if y'all would like us to be on one camera, because we love to be on one camera, we would love for you all to go to our tag team marriage page on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe and view there, please. We're trying to narrow this down to one area, one spot. We would really prefer for you all to be on, our YouTube channel.
Right. Tag team
we
marriage.
We like to build
YouTube.
it, promote it, and we like to broadcast there. So tag team marriage YouTube. Please go like and subscribe.
Yep. So when waving flags doesn't even get their attention. Now, this is deeper than just complaining. This is deeper than just having conversations. This is a totality of actions, words, emotions, the entire scope of recognizing there's something going on. Mm-hmm. I'm having issues. I'm having trouble. I'm having problems relating within this relationship. And you're waving your flag. It's a subtle, I'm dropping hints. This is in your face, waving the flag. But it doesn't get their attention, and they're not even acknowledging or doing anything to make it better. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about those things drastically. So if already you know, what type of flags are you waving now, or have you waved in a relationship? To let your partner know that things aren't right, that you're not enjoying it.
Right.
That you have a problem, that you're disconnected.
Excuse me.
And sometimes this could be...
My bad.
And it goes from everything, from things you say to the acts of depression, through staying away from each other, always want to distance yourself. I'm going to give you an example from me of one, because I've waved many flags in my 48 years. But one is the distancing. When I'm looking to go away for the weekend, but without you. Using the kids as the rationale, the reason that I need to go away and you ain't going. To not wanting to come home and making it apparent, I'm going out. I ain't coming back till about 2 o'clock in the morning.
But we need to address why it gets to that point.
Right.
Why it gets to that point.
We're gonna get there. I was just getting some
cannon fodder. Okay.
Getting y'all ready for it.
Ready. Okay. Got you. So we want to talk about how it gets there, because we were looking for a catchphrase, and we ended up making this catchphrase our catchphrase, because hey Willie, because we continue to say it, and the whole catchphrase. This is our thing. Why are you here?
Right.
Every broadcast, every time we get on here live, we want to talk about why we here. The whole point of us doing Marriage Monday is to understand why we are here and to do the things to keep us here. So when we start with that thought, why are we here? Why am I here? We start with thinking about the other person first, even in anger, when we're upset, when we're tired, when we're frustrated. We have to think about, why am I here? Why did I even say yes? Why did I even ask?
Right.
So we want to start there. But when your spouse is telling you that something bothers them, when your spouse is showing actions that something is irritating them, or they need you to pay attention, they need you to listen, to either help them through a situation or possibly make some changes to help them out. Because a lot of times we always say, they ain't going to change me. I'm not going to change for nobody.
Right.
I'm who I am or whatever. So if that's your case, if that's the case, if you can say that, please be by yourself.
Very much so.
Leave whoever you're dealing with. Don't even get wrapped up in getting married or whatever. Because when you're in a relationship, sorry, my take's going off. When you're in a relationship, when you get to the point of engagement and you're courting, get to the point of engagement, you have to understand that there are some things about you that are going to have to change. There are some changes that you're going to have to make, because there's no way that you are so perfect.
Shilla-ling-ling-ling.
Oh, sorry. There's no way that you are so perfect that you're not going to have to make some changes to make this person happy or to make that person happy. So let's start there. So take a minute. If you are married, if you are thinking of marriage, you want your direction to go to marriage, you're with someone and you're trying to decide, ask the question, why am I here?
Mm-hmm. Why are you there?
Why are you there? Why are you with this person?
And when you establish that, you then begin to establish why you're willing to fight for the relationship. You begin to understand that if you're going to be there, if you have a big enough reason, a big enough why that you're there, then you're ready to fight for the relationship. But understand, both people have to be in that position. True, one person can be fighting and have patience out the yin-yang. But at some point, both parties have to have a big enough why that they're there. All right? Mm-hmm. But oftentimes, underlying things happen within the relationship that creates issues.
We coming.
That waves your flag, that causes people to start waving flags to let them know that there's a discomfort. And oftentimes the first reason that happens is because we remain selfish and not wanting to be anything other than what we were when we were single. Mm-hmm. And if that's your, as Baby said, if that's your case, then you should stay by yourself and just date people until you get tired of them and they get tired of you.
Right, and move on to the next.
Move on to the next victim. Right?
Because that's what it is. Victimization.
But definitely recognize that if you're going into a relationship, you're coming into a shared unity here. You're coming into something that connects you, right? And if you're not going to be ready to give up of yourself, then you're not ready to be in a relationship.
Right.
So walking into it, you have to be self-sacrificing, the servant leader, the servant submission, whatever you are in the relationship, you have to take the role in the space of, I have to build up this person as much as they build me up.
Right.
I got to support them as much as they support me. I got to be conscious of their emotions as much as they're conscious of mine. If that's not the case, you're going to start seeing flags. You're going to start seeing issues come up over and over and over again.
And the thought just came to me. Everyone does not have the same level of communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
We don't all communicate the same way.
And that's where it starts.
And that's where it starts. So if you have a breakdown in communication, you have to understand that you're not on the same page, you're not going the same direction, and it's not going to turn out well if you don't make a decision to communicate in a way that's effective in your relationship. Because the way, for example, my brother Llewellyn is on here, the way that I speak to Llewellyn and the way we communicate is way different than the way I can speak to my husband and communicate. Because, we come from two different backgrounds. We come from, different directions, and we've learned different skills, to help us. So if you're communicating with your spouse and you find out and you realize that, we're going to get you guys comments. Yes, please comment. We really appreciate it. If you realize that your spouse isn't getting you, it could just be a breakdown in communication. It could be a breakdown in communication. What did he say?
I'm sorry.
What did G-Man say?
G-Man, you hurt my feelings.
Uh-oh. What did G-Man say? So G-Man over here, this is YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
Okay.
On my YouTube. G-Man said, I found out after 11 years married, I'm 55, she's 48, and God thought it would be funny to give us twins due in November.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Gotta be you. Couldn't be us.
No.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, did y'all not think what happened?
It was interesting.
It froze.
Huh?
That one froze.
Oh, it'll
come back.
You said them twins, it threw everything
Yeah.
up.
There may be a breakdown in communication. You may be waving a flag. You may be waving like, listen to me, understand why I feel this way. And they may not be getting it. It may not necessarily be that they're ignoring you. They just may not be getting it. So you have to learn the best way to communicate with your spouse.
And communication, okay, I know we go back and watch one of our older shows. Communication oftentimes start with your love language.
Mm-hmm. Y'all have got to go watch Love Language. I think that was our first broadcast.
Yeah.
Your understanding that love language is so key.
Because why do we start waving flags? We start waving flags because we're not feeling loved, we're not feeling respected, we're not feeling connected in the relationship. And oftentimes if we're not understanding the other person's love language, then we disconnect. Mm-hmm. And then they start waving flags. And it starts out in small things, in conversations, I'm just not feeling love. Or they may make suggestions like, if their love, my wife's love language primary is gifts, right? And then words of affirmation, okay? So if all of a sudden we go a week and I don't tell her how gorgeous she is, and all these other nice, sweet things, what did this just switched around. If those things don't happen, then, she may make a comment about it, and I got to be attentive to it. But in knowing what her love language is, and here's the hard part. Her love language, primary one, is gifts. Why does this keep switching?
Is it?
It's doing something.
Is it voice?
No. It may be gifts. Hers is gifts. That's not gifts is at the bottom of my love language. And oftentimes we love a person in the same way that we give love. That we give love the same way we receive love. So with mine being more of affection, physical touch. Mine being more physical touch, I'm more apt to show her love through physical touch. I'm more apt to show her love through words of affirmation, which happened to be my third one, I think. Mm-hmm. And acts of service. I'm more apt to do that. But gifts is her number one. So if I'm not doing that, then I'm not communicating well with my wife. So she's starting to feel disconnected. Starts waving the flag. Let me get you over here, flag. Right? She starts feeling that way. So my communication is that I'm not communicating in her love language so that she feels respected and connected. And sometimes it may not be a love language if it's just respect. Like if I go off making major decisions without my wife. Like I know sometimes couples put things in like, if you're spending less than $100, you don't need to call me to ask about spending that. But if you're spending more than $100, you need to call me, and we need to make a group decision on it. But if you're just out there spending $200, $300, $400 without honoring what y'all agreed to, they may not feel respected. Why? Because you're not honoring what you agreed to. You're not making them part of the whole situation. So when those things start happening, we got to be attentive to what's being said. So how many of you guys are experiencing or have experienced some red flags and you said something about it, but it didn't change, right? And that's the other key thing about when it's communicated properly from both directions. You got to also properly communicate your red flag.
Llewellyn said, I did ask. You did ask what? Because I know we may have talked through what you answered, but you did ask. So tell us what you did ask, so we can be clear. I'm a grandfather of 5 and 1 on the way. G-Man, did y'all communicate?
I mean, something.
Pull out. I mean,
we're happy for you. You told us that and the YouTube froze.
Right, it froze up. But no, yeah.
And that's the thing, guys. You got to be able to. Communicating is so very important because, we doing something.
Yeah, y'all doing something.
Yeah, you doing something. You can slow down that doing. You get a calendar. Ovulation day.
Communication.
But we want to be able to solve some of these issues, guys, and communicating through your partner's love language is one of the ways we solve some of the issues. We can mitigate a lot of these issues. We can head them off at the pass if we just are constantly communicating to our spouse respectfully and through their love language. And then as the person waving the flag, we got to communicate that properly with how our spouse communicate.
Right. You can't go into having a temper tantrum, because grown folks have temper tantrums. You can't go into having a temper tantrum. You can't go into, oh, ladies, we tend to do this a lot. He should know what I'm thinking. He should know what I want. He should know what I need. And that's not possible. There are no mind readers. They are not guides. They can't.
We're not Christian.
They can't read our minds. They can't read our thoughts. So if you're not communicating well what it is that you need, or what's bothering you, or what you desire to have from your spouse, kind of waving your flag at yourself.
Yeah. Because what do most people do? They come at the you. What you did. Never looking at their own ownership, for one.
Right.
But even if it is something that the other person did, how you approach the situation makes the big difference. Right. I know that if I had an issue, I can't come at my sweetheart blaming her for everything under the sun. I also can't come at her yelling in anger and frustration or nothing like that. I would rather take a step back before I say something. Like we was having this discussion. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Or I don't know if it was. My day's been running so together. I don't even know what day is what day. But I know we was having a discussion. It wasn't nothing that was anger filled or anything like that. It's just a good discussion that I knew I needed to be in a servant mindset towards my wife. And so while she was talking, I had to step back and say, okay, all right, universe. Give me the right energetic flow to talk to my wife. I don't know which methodology needs to come in this situation, but whatever it is, whomever your spirituality is, you got to go there and say, all right, I need to come to my wife and speak to her in a way that we function, that we get to a desired result. an end point that is beneficial. Oh, I did that today. That was today.
That was today.
That was today.
Oh, okay.
That was today. I just thought about it. That was. We talk so much that sometimes I don't even know what day it is. But I had to like go into, because I first started talking, and then I had to like, nope. It ain't about how I want to communicate. It's about how I need to communicate to my wife in this particular instance. Because sometimes you got to come differently.
Mm-hmm.
You got to say things differently. It's not always the same way. She picks on me because I'm always coming at her with level-headedness in most of our debates, and when, you know, but sometimes, yeah, I probably should come with a little more fire, but it's just not my way.
No. And it's good that it's not his way. Because fire...
And I shouldn't say fire. I should say passion. If you are passionate about this thing. Yes.
Fire with fire gets more fire.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
So it definitely takes...
2 forest fires meet, they just burn everything
It
down.
definitely takes your level-headedness, because I have more fire. He's like the fire extinguisher.
Sure.
Like I say something, it's like shh, shh. Like, really? Can we just get through this point? Can we get to this point? Llewellyn said, "No one understands my love language."
Do you know what your love language is?
Right. But he said, "No one." Where did it go?
You too high. You gotta be on the lettering word and go down. No, down.
Oh, my bad. No one understands my love language. Me. Oh, you always been like that. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my brother. Do you understand your love language? You have to understand your love language before you expect somebody else to understand your love language. So understanding your love language, like we said in the first video that we did, it's important to know what yours is and know that yours isn't theirs. So what you appreciate, what you like, and it's easy for us to do that because getting gifts is mine. I love surprises.
Yep.
I love for him to get little things here and there and surprise me. So I kind of automatically do that for him. And I buy him a new pair of sneakers because I'm a sneaker fiend. But I buy him a new pair of sneakers and he be like, "Oh, thank you." And I'm like, "Really? Like, I just bought you some Air Max, like the ultimate. And it's really?"
They're comfortable. They're comfortable.
But that's not his love language. So understand your love language. And it's your spouse's responsibility to know yours and understand yours.
And don't get it wrong, guys.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
I do understand mine.
It's nothing wrong with showing love to your spouse in your love language as well.
Right.
Because that's gonna make you happy. You know, as well. You're gonna need your portion of the happiness to, you know, show them love your way. Because you do derive some of your happiness from that. So you want to also do that and make sure. So, but what we're talking about even more so is you're waving your flag and you're not getting their attention. So how do we get their attention? How do we get our spouse's attention? How do I get your attention, honey, when I'm waving my flags? See how I put it on the spot right there?
He did. That's okay. So because Mr. Reed is a talker.
Yep.
I love you. Because he's a talker, that's how he gets my attention. Like, he literally like, okay, you know what? And I when he comes to me and said, "Baby, I love you," I'm like, "Lord, let me sit down. Need to get a drink or something. Prepare myself."
Is that how I do it?
So when he says that, then I know like he has his whole plan and everything.
Baby, you know I love you, right?
Together. Yeah, man, I love it. So that's how you get my attention. He actually talks about what he's thinking, what he's feeling, and what he needs me to know. I dare to ask.
What?
How do I get your that just went away.
Oh, good night.
How do I get your attention,
Just tell
sir?
him on his last leg.
How do I get your attention when I'm waving my red flags? How do I get your attention? You have to start it over.
I believe I do.
Or why don't you go to tag team and just share it?
I believe I will. So, let me do some multitasking here.
We doing something. Oh, that's the same. Okay. So how, sir? Why are you multitasking?
So, the way that I get my wife's...
Mm-mm.
Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead. We can go that way. Go ahead.
Okay. So, how do I get your attention? All right. And basically, it comes down to knowing my wife. I mean, no, not how do I get her. How does she get my attention? Right? And basically, it comes down to, even beyond the love languages, just knowing my wife's personality, knowing my wife's history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're both in our 40s and we got married, so there's some history there that we have to understand about each other. So how do I by recognizing that, used to my wife, okay, so y'all heard Donna say she has fire, right? She's got fire. She got that fire. It took me a minute, but I recognize that my wife is very aggressive. That my baby, even when she's being nice, she's aggressively nice, right? Because when we first got together, I used to be like, why you arguing at everybody? Or why you coming at everybody like, she's like, I didn't come at them. Like, she would swear me up and down. We even had arguments about that. But I recognize that my wife she has an aggressive personality. So originally I used to take that as she was trying to get my attention, but that's just her talking. When it's above that, that's when I know I need to really listen. Okay, that's one. I need to really listen in and hone in when it's above that. So that's one.
Hey Ryan, hey Leah.
The other way I know is that my wife thinks through the entire process of what she's going to say and every point of it. So I know that when she's silent for a minute, like she'll be silent for an hour, 2 hours, won't say much of nothing, right? I know it's coming. I know she's been processing and processing and processing. And when she's ready to talk, it's something I need to be attentive to, because I know she has mulled this over. She's looked at it from different angles. She's already come to a conclusion, right? So I know now, let me hear what she has to say to see if she's right, because she might, she be wrong sometimes. But see if.
What you mean?
But the main part, whether I agree with it or not, and I want you guys to understand, it doesn't mean you have to agree with everything, but whether I agree with it or not, I recognize it's still a time for me to pay attention and listen, right? And we got to do what? What's the old thing we use in school? You have one mouth and 2 ears. You got to listen twice as much as you talk. So I know you got to listen.
Listen.
You got to listen.
You talk.
Take it in. Don't already have your answer while the person is talking. Right? They said one sentence, you just, bam, you right there.
Right.
You already contemplating your comeback.
Right.
Right? Now, I do, and this may be seem rude to some people, but I take mental notes sometimes, but I'm getting older. I might need to take actual notes. Somebody long-winded. And I might need to take notes, so I got to come back to that point. I got to come back to that one. But I need to listen. I need to focus in on listening, because sometimes we'll go into things and...
Long-winded?
Yes, because she will say something in the first and second, in the first...
Says the man with 5 YouTube channels.
It don't matter. She'll say something, and then I got to come back. But then I'll be like, okay, I don't even remember what I was going to say about the first thing, because I don't even remember what the first thing was. So I got to come back to that. So I'm just saying that in the framework of take notes, because you want to be able to communicate thoroughly for their entire point, their entire thought process.
Right.
You don't want to just hone in on one part of it, because then they won't feel like they were heard.
Right.
So,
and he's right. I noticed that the other day, not just the other day, but I've noticed that because
it is 9:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Atlanta, Georgia,
Why? Because I said
Monday, July 6th,
Well,
2020.
you better not be saying that after I finish. The reason I said he's right is because Brother Man does the same thing. He is the same way.
Oh, completely.
The same way. So I have to take mental notes.
Yeah.
But we get to the point where it's like waving that flag, and it's like, okay, I have to interject here, because if I don't interject here, then we're gonna move on and on and on and on and on, and then the whole point is missed.
Right.
So that comes down again to the communication. When they're waving that red flag, the red flag means get your attention. Like when NASCAR, when they're waving the flag.
Which one?
Which one is it? I don't know. Like when they wave the flag, it's first to let them know what they're coming into, like the last.
Well, you got a caution flag.
Okay.
That's the yellow flag.
Okay.
Then you got the last lap, which I believe is the white flag.
And then the checkered flag.
The check flag for the win.
For the win.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think and the green flag, I think, is to go after they do the pace car. I know a couple things.
Okay. So
we all about to become NASCAR fans.
So the flags, the flags are used to get the attention of the drivers, and the flags come at different intervals of the race.
Right.
So the drivers can know this is coming, that's coming, prepare for this, watch out for that. Right.
Right. Like
Same
the caution
thing.
flag lets them know there might have been a crash up ahead.
Right.
That sort of thing, which is
So
a warning.
you had to add the little caution flag and see.
I just,
Say that you knew something about the flag.
No, because I'm just thinking, like, in a relationship, that's the flag we miss.
Oh.
We miss the caution flag. And then next thing you know, we getting the checker flag of the person rolling out on you,
Right.
and you like,
and you trying to figure out, like, what happened? What
right.
happened?
You're like, what
you
the
didn't pay
Mickey
attention.
Ficky?
You're right. I like how you did that.
You see how I did that with the caution flag?
Okay, I pay attention with the caution flag. To start waving the caution flag, you ain't paying attention.
Right.
And the red flag coming, and then you trying to throw up the white flag because you surrender, but it's too late.
Right.
Okay. That's what happened.
You done went from NASCAR to warfare. But okay.
They flags though.
They flag.
The whole point and purpose is waving the flag to get your attention. All seriousness, waving the flag to get your attention. However they are doing it, you have to pay attention. You have to respond accordingly.
Right. Because you have to go back to, I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to love you and be loved by you. So because I'm not here to fight you, then I need to recognize these flags, and we need to figure this out. Sometimes that means going to get help.
So I'm sorry, just stop. Has anyone ever said to anyone where a relationship has ended, have they ever said, no comment?
Is that right?
Who is that? Paul? Paul said, hey, yeah, say hey, Ray. So, has someone ever told you and you discovered after it was too late? I told you. I was telling you. And you didn't pay attention. And you sitting there like, I don't remember you saying that. Or I didn't think that bothered you. Or I didn't think that was a big deal. That's a good one. Like, I didn't think that was a big deal. So I'm waving a flag. I'm saying to you, hey, it bothers me when you come in the house and, you do all these things and you don't even speak to me or acknowledge me.
Oh, that'd be so rude.
Yeah, not that we had this problem.
No.
Because this one right here, oh my gosh, like, leave me alone.
Come in this house if you want to and don't talk to me.
So, but no, say that's the example. Say that's the problem.
Right.
And the person is like, oh, okay, hey, I was going to speak, but I was... And you feel like it wasn't a big deal. It's not a big deal. And this person is building and building and building. And, these simple things build from 0 to 100.
Yep. And they will build up.
And the point of it is sometimes we take for granted the other person and we feel like what they're saying, because it's not really relevant to us, that it's not a big deal. And then it comes down to they out. They leaving. The relationship is over. And you trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Because you didn't realize and think about why you are here. Why are you here?
Right. You know what's a good one of that one?
What?
most women want romance and affection, true
Mhm.
intimacy that is beyond sex, right?
Right.
Most dudes don't give the intimacy; they just want the sex.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't come home and they won't do all the niceties. They don't do all the hugging, the holding hands, the walking, the dancing, the gifts,
The dudes.
the words. Yeah, the guys.
Mhm.
And this is most. This is not all. So you might be different, but this is not all. And then
Shout out if you different.
what happens is the woman starts pulling back on the sex because she's not feeling like it. And then the dude get frustrated, start waving the flag that you don't have sex with me. And then he start waving the checkered flag like I'm out of here, thinking that it's because of what she was pulling back on, but the root of it started way back when you didn't start showing that basic affection. And I thought about that because you said coming to the house, right?
Right.
I'm the guy that let her try to walk out of a room without giving me some sugar. She has literally left, went out to the car, gave me some sugar, left, went out to the car, came back in the house because, oh, I forgot my keys or my shoes or something. To me, you gotta give me some more sugar before you leave.
He ain't lying.
Like, I am super the affectionate. I want all the affection.
Mm-hmm. But
if you don't recognize that's your partner,
right, and
then you just keep on doing your thing, and then later on you wind up blaming them for something that really you didn't recognize your partner.
Right.
You didn't recognize you did it when y'all was single. You did it when y'all was courting.
Right.
But then you got married, and here it is 3 years later. I'm busy. I'm working all the time. I'm doing it. You gotta do twice as much to keep.
You gotta do twice as much to keep them.
So we gotta recognize our end of the deal, and then how a small thing manufactures the next thing, and then manufactures the thing after that. So that if you nip it in the bud early, you're good. You know, if you take the time to show the affection or whatever it is, the acts of service, you know, fixing her plate, his plate, bringing their shoes upstairs. I'm going down to the kitchen. You want something to drink? You want something when I come back?
Right.
You know, whatever it is. Hey, baby, I'm making some tea. You want some tea? Because I'm making some tea tonight, y'all. You want some tea? Maybe. I don't know if
So I can't quite see. What is that? NZ? I can see over here.
Oh, Riri said I was getting flowers and the whole 9 yards unless we mad at each other.
Yeah.
That's
it's
good.
easy to stop it when you mad at each other. Should we stop it when we mad at each other?
No.
No. We shouldn't. But it's easy to do. You don't feel like being all
I think
affectionate and stuff when you're upset.
certain things, yes,
You
but I
wanna
think
deal.
the basic niceties you shouldn't start. You shouldn't stop. Oh,
Right.
oh, this thing.
Right. The basic, we don't know what's going on. It's probably some eye product.
Yeah, it's an iPad.
They
Yeah,
crap.
the basic niceties, I don't think you should stop. You know, if you was turning down the bed for both sides, then keep turning down the bed. If you was putting the toothbrush out and toothpaste out for them when you go brush your teeth, keep doing it. If
Like we started doing that.
I don't know, you started it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you started that.
Yeah. I started doing it, putting
Right.
out his if I brush my teeth first,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put out his toothbrush and his mouthwash. And we literally do that because I get up at like 5:30 and he gets up like later. So when
Don't
I'm
be
in
jealous.
the
You get home way before I do.
yeah, I do. So when I'm in the bathroom, I'll after I brush my teeth, I'll put out his toothpaste because he uses a different one than I do. So I'll put out his toothpaste and his mouthwash because he uses a different one than I do. So I'll put those out and put them to the side of the sink. So whenever he does get up, and you know come to get ready, his stuff is there.
Right.
Now, I can remember when I was mad at him. Like I did that one day. I was upset with him, and I went and brushed my teeth. I gargled, I flossed everything. Didn't put out a sud.
Sure didn't.
But he brought that to my attention later on when we were at peace. And it's like, why didn't you put my toothbrush and my toothpaste and stuff out? And I'm thinking in my head, dang, why didn't I? Like, because now we speaking and we're okay. I'm not upset, but why? it just kind of shows how you feel about a person and what your efforts are towards them,
Right.
even in anger.
Yeah, I'm mad at you, but I still love you and I still respect you.
Right.
And I still care for you.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're gonna create an even bigger issue, and all the niceties will go away. Because like another one of our niceties, and sometimes I just forget this when it messes us up. We ain't had nothing going on, but we have the dual shower head thing. I like to take the handle off sprayer thing. She likes to sit up there rain shower thing. Right. I'll forget sometimes, but we have a habit. If I know she's gonna take the next shower, I'll turn it so that it comes out for her way, for her rain shower thing. If she knows that I'm next, she'll turn it for the handheld. Imagine if when I'm mad, I don't do that. Now I'm just being mean. Now I'm just being
Right.
vindictive. When she step in the shower, that high handheld one about to get all up on that hair. And now she mad.
It is,
now
it's wrapped and covered.
now there's a whole nother
But
anger.
Yeah.
You see, so when you stop some of those niceties, it's like you're creating more situation than you should, than you need to
I'm
have.
sorry. Here on this YouTube, she said, "Congrats. Pray for my fiance that we be similarly blessed. Pray for my fiance and I that we be similarly blessed. Making the effort to be blessed. Make the effort to be blessed. You all will be blessed. But I got you. We will.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
can I jump on that one for a second?
Sure.
All right. For those who know me very well, I am a big proponent of the Hermetic laws. One of the biggest ones is the law of cause and effect, right? And cause and effect says there is no chance, there is no luck, there is cause and effect. For every effect, there is a cause. For every cause, there is an effect. A lot of people pray, meditate, chant, write stuff on paper about blessings, and we talk to each other and say we're gonna be blessed. Here's the thing, and no matter where your spirituality comes from, all of them teach that you got to take the action steps in order to make the blessings, the miracles, the whatever you want to call it, come to you. Right? That you have to create the attraction. Like attracts like. Opportunities come to, what is the old thing about the opportunity comes to those who are prepared. So when you, I don't know,
Don't get fed.
right? I don't know what blessing you're looking for your fiance and you to have, but if that blessing, like I knew of someone who used to say they used to pray that God would make their marriage sweeter, and I used to say, that's your responsibility. That's your job. Now, if you start moving in that direction, and both of y'all are moving in that direction, then it's gonna happen. You're gonna, and then you'll turn around and be like, man, we so blessed because look at our relationship. But don't forget, you had to put your foot one in front of the other in order for it to happen. Y'all know the old Taoist saying, the journey of 1,000 steps starts with the first step. The building of a wall starts with the first brick. You know these things, you've heard these things. So if you want happiness and blessings and those sort of things, you got to create it.
Right.
In those small things we were just talking about, those small things create the love affair that we have. They create the joy and the happiness. And it can be and everything ain't got to be big. Look,
Right.
I know her love language is gifts. I also know that she is totally I don't even want to say infatuated. It ain't infatuation. It's like crazy love with Little Mermaid Ariel, right? I saw a birthday card for a child that had that Little Mermaid was the primary. It ain't her birthday. We met, it was in March. I bought it, and then I wrote a note on there that still make it work. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't need no note. Ain't none of your business. But it's just
Very sweet.
it's the little things like that keeps your relationship blessed, so to speak.
Right.
Okay, so we can pray for it all day. We can meditate for it. We can burn a candle, light some sage. We can do all kind of things, draw a circle, do everything. But if y'all truly come together and say, hey, we are going to have a plan of attack to make our relationship amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you stick to that plan. You act out every day. I've said plenty of times. I wake up every day, and one of my first thoughts is, how can I make my wife's day better? How can I make it better? And it ain't always something big. How can I make her like something simple? I know she didn't sleep that a lot last night. So when we parted ways this afternoon, because we're gonna go look at this house. When we parted ways this afternoon, I told my baby, when you get off,
Hey, Keena.
go home and go to sleep. Go home and get some rest. Right? Because that would make her day better. Just to go home and get some rest. And me emphasizing, don't come back over to this popcorn shop. Go home and get some rest. All right?
I think it's a setup.
Whatever.
So when I love someone, she.
Oh, we got a couple questions.
So Riri said.
My YouTube is talking.
So Riri said, okay, she agrees. We were talking about, Riri, we behind. I saw it, but I knew I had to come up to it. But we are young, got a lot of growing to do.
Right.
And just like he said, even being young, make that decision and commitment that this is going to work. And we're going to do whatever we can and then some to make it work. Outlove each other.
Yeah.
I love that phrase. I heard that phrase
like
one
that.
time. And it's outlove each other. Like, you know, we're pretty competitive. Like if I hit him, he gonna have to try to get that last lick in. Like we would literally go around like
All day. Just keep doing
because we're very competitive, right? So he under the table on my leg,
right?
trying to make sure he get
And
that
the fact that
extra
she's
in.
starting this, we're going to be doing this all night.
But
Until she falls asleep. And then I'm going to get her one last time while she sleeps.
but I always like
And then
store
she'll
mine
say,
up. So I have like extra. Stop!
you started it. I love you so much.
You're not slick.
Stop. Okay. Truce.
Truth.
Anyway, she has some other stuff.
Riri said something else about being young and yeah, it's perfect time to make those habits.
She said, when I love someone, I want to give them the world.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure they deserve it.
That's right. Make sure they deserve it. Don't be giving your world up, girl, and they don't deserve it.
I'm about to start studying hermetics too. Good for you. Everybody should study hermetics.
Energy will manifest faster if both parties want the same thing.
It sure enough will.
It does.
Because let me tell y'all something.
It does.
I know I keep on saying stuff, but let me tell y'all something. One of the statements I hate about relationships is opposites attract. No, it don't.
No,
No, it don't.
they do not.
I don't want somebody with opposite goals of mine. Now, I understand there is the idea that if I have a strength that my wife is, if I have a weakness that my wife is strong in, then that's a good thing because it brings balance.
Right.
But here's the thing: if you ain't got the leadership within you to allow your wife to take hold of that thing, then y'all still opposites. It ain't gonna help nothing, right? And especially like let's say finances. If my wife is great at finances, I'm bad at finances, and yet I fight her about the finances, that's not going to be helpful. Let's say she's great at finances and I'm not great, and I suck at it. And I do say, baby, you take over all the finances. But if I'm sitting there feeling like, feeling irritated by that, or feeling bad about that, or feeling like, I'm just sitting here like a 3-year-old, that's not going to work out either. So this whole opposite attract don't work. But when you have a person who says that, I'm not that great at finances, you're already great at it, and here's the deal, we're going to figure out a way that I don't feel shortchanged about you handling the finances so that I still have some kind of autonomy, then that's working together. But in truth, if you got one person great at finances and the other person great at finances, that's what you want, because then you don't have any of those problems.
Right.
If one person likes making love and the other person likes making love, you don't have those problems. If one person is a business person, the other person is a business person, you don't. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody like you.
We had 2 for 2.
I know I can keep going.
I know.
I know. Yeah. But that was that opposite trait. So the two people sharing energies with the same goal, with the same mindset, moving in the same direction, that's what it is. When both of you know that you demand from the universe exactly what you want from the universe, and you're going to get it, or you call it God, or however you call it, and it happens, y'all can speak a different language, you say it differently, but you come together with the same energy, and guess what you get? You both said and demanded what you was going to get, and you get it. Ain't that right, baby?
That clearly happened today.
That's right.
Honestly, that happens quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
With us. Like, I'll wake up and I'll go into prayer, and I'm praying for something, and I'm asking the Lord to give me strength and give me wisdom and help me to go on the direction and the path to get those. Because you can ask, like you said, I don't care what your belief is. You can ask all you want, but if you have no action toward that asking, nothing is gonna happen.
You sure ain't.
So, and you know, I can be in prayer, and then he'll go into his meditation, and then we come together, and we'll have prayer together before I leave every morning. We'll come together with that, and we'll talk about something during the day. I'll mention something, and he'll be like, you know what? When I was in meditation this morning, that's what my meditation was regarding.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't even know, sometimes we're thinking the same thing.
Right.
But the point is, our focus and our goals are so in sync. Like, you can't help but to have the same thought.
Right.
So like, we're going to tell you this real quick. So we wanted a house, right? And we've been looking for a house.
Yep,
we need to move
we
because
need a bigger house.
The popcorn shop is over there. My daycare is over there. And we're over here.
Yep.
So we've been looking, and you know, like, okay, this is what we want, this is what we need.
We also needed more room.
We definitely needed more room. We needed more space, because it's, I mean, media room, and meditation room, and room. Red room. Woohoo. So anyway, he found a house yesterday. We found several, actually, and I went to look at a few because he was at the shop, and he would pass some, and he would send me the address and be like, babe, we need to go check this one out. So he called me yesterday and said, you know, one of the people that came into the popcorn shop was like, they have this house over there, because, you know, we mentioned to people, hey, you know, we trying to get to this side of town, small talk. Long story short, when I woke up this morning, because I truly believe in demanding what I want. Because I had a promise from the Father who said, if you ask and you believe, you will receive. I am literal with that thing. Like, literal with that thing. So I said, because we checked, we went, did we look at the house? You sent pictures of the house and information of the house. So we went to look at the house. Monica, we did not, excuse me, I did not see the house. He saw the house. But this morning when I woke up, from the detail of the house, and he knowing what I like and what I want, I said, okay, we need to know today which house is ours.
Right. Like
today. Like, no more stalling, no more figuring out what we waiting for. Today, we need to know today which house is ours. And the lady that we spoke to on yesterday was like, oh, the house is already gone. It's under contract. There are 3 more people in line that like this house. And I promise y'all, when she said that, I was like, whatever. Because I believe, I don't care what is in the way. When I ask and I believe that and I trust that, we receive. So, longer story, even longer.
Yeah. You straight lied about that one.
I know, right? It's just something to say. Anyway, so I spoke that this morning. And when I got to work, I get to work really early. It wasn't even 9 o'clock and my phone rang. And the lady on the other end was like, you know, y'all still interested in the house? And I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, it was just 8 o'clock last night.
Mm-hmm.
It was 8 o'clock last night that she told us the house was gone. That it was gone. So she was like, you know, yeah, interested. We were going to look at another house at 10:30. I told her we'll be there at 11. I called him. I let him know. I was like, babe, we going to the house. Yep. So we went to the house, looked at the house, left. And of course, you know, there's little stipulations. And the little stipulation that was in the way was my daughter's dog. So anyway, worked that thing out. But I'm talking to him and I'm telling him what I said this morning. And in his meditation, he almost literally said the same thing. He said the same thing.
Yep. In my meditation, I was like, all right, look here, universe. I need to get into the flow of the way so that our home is distinguished, and I want this particular house over here right by the store. I didn't even want the other one that we was looking at that point. I wanted that one.
Right.
And
the other one didn't even matter at that point.
And I was just
like, I'm not going over there.
So in my mind's eye, I was like, we're in the house, we're living in the house, we're moving. The movers are moving things in because I ain't lifting the box, right?
This time
I ain't moving nothing, and my mindset was just totally 100% without no doubt whatsoever. I'm telling you, you put a seed of doubt in there, you'll destroy whatever it is you're trying to create.
Yep.
So, because then you get out of the energetic flow of everything. Mm-hmm. And so my mindset, and I spent that time just focused in on that. And here's the thing. It was probably 10 minutes later when I finished that, my wife called. Mm-hmm. So we go over, we do everything. And here's what's funny that she left out. When we went to the other house, for some reason the code wouldn't work, so we couldn't get in. So I was just like, we wasting time. Let's go to the other house. We go to the other house. We talk to the people.
Well, we wanted anyway.
We had some issues, with that they was wanting us to do, some challenges. We overcame the challenges. But even when they was talking, I was like, I was too. Y'all about to. Don't be. And she namaste-ing me. I'm like, oh, you're not namaste-ing me. We own this now.
Oh, yeah, it's over.
It's over. It was over then. Then she started talking about the kids. I was like,
yeah.
We got y'all locked.
Yeah.
And so we went, and next thing we know, they calling us talking about the other deals fell through, and we'll take y'all deal.
The other deal fell through. It was 8:00 last night. Like, how did the deal fall through at the 8:00 last night?
And then it was maybe 6, 7 o'clock. It was 7 o'clock. New deal. Mm-hmm. Our deal. And we good.
Mm-hmm.
And
we handling that
getting the keys
tomorrow
morning. So, what I'm saying.
So that came from, I'm sorry.
Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
Being like-minded. Paying attention to one another, knowing each other.
Right.
And being able to be on that level playing field with one another. Paying attention to his needs. Paying attention to my needs. Getting rid of the selfish way, the selfish manner, the me mentality. Yeah. And thinking about one another. Why are we here?
And when you're in that, guys, it minimizes how many red flags need to fly.
Exactly.
Because here's the thing. We're talking material of a house. I know some people may get stuck that we're talking about material of a house. We're talking about business and that sort of thing. But what you're missing, what you may be missing, let me not say you're missing, what you may be missing is the fact that we went through that experience today together brings us closer together. Yep. The knowledge and the emotional connection and the mental knowledge that we were of like mind and we brought this thing into reality. It ain't about the house. It ain't about nothing else but the fact that we unified, in our spirit, in our mindset, we unified, which then makes you, it's like it releases dopamines in your mind that makes you feel more connected to your mate. And when you do that, you want some more of it. Mm-hmm. You start wanting to connect on even deeper levels, and then and the more and more you connect, then the better your relationship, and then it becomes like Neo. There is no spoon, there is no red flag, there is none. You get in such a sync with each other that you start to recognize. You remember how many times I've told you guys, everything is on a polarity scale. Extreme happiness to the right, hell on the left. When you learn how to get to the right, you polarize, and as soon as things start moving to the left, you automatically know how to get it right back. Mm-hmm. You ain't gotta let it get all the way back over here before you start pushing it back to the right. Because if it get way over here, most people can't climb that mountain back. Right. They rather get divorced, go find somebody else that they can mess up their life. Right. Instead of saying, we're great, we're good, we're connected. We slip a little bit. Let me get back. Let me start getting back to happy. Let me start vibrating at a higher level to get us back in sync. To get us in that deeper level where we got blessings on blessings and bliss on bliss every day, constantly, in big things and little things. Because
Yep.
let me tell you something. When you're going through a tough time and y'all can still be happy with each other and still not waving red flags, that's when you know you're doing something.
Right.
That's when you know. When things are rough, when big decisions gotta be made and y'all come in sync. Because there were some other in sync mind things that happened today that happened that has us in such a sync because one of the obstacles we had to overcome, I ain't telling y'all what it was, but one of the obstacles we had to overcome, I was thinking it, but then my wife on her own voiced it, which made me feel like, damn, my baby is really down for us. Really down for that, thinking beyond that, down for us. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And that made me feel let me tell you, that made me feel even more like I want to give her the best life I can possibly give her. Whatever. No, you play with me. Don't play with me. Look, if y'all don't like this fiction, y'all can get off this channel. Meditation helped me manage my emotions better, and mudras. Yep, it does. Look, meditation is a great thing. Whether you, I did hear this one person telling me, meditation is from the devil. Everybody, meditation ain't got nothing to do with your religion. Meditation is a good way to find peace and reduce your stress. Right?
Meditation is of the devil.
Yeah. She was like, meditation and yoga is of the devil. I was like, what?
I think some people take things to the extreme.
I know. It was funny to me.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah. It happened in church.
I'm sure it was.
I went up there and stopped him from talking. But the thing about it is what Riri said, I think that was Riri. Mm-hmm. But meditation is a good thing. You know, in on all forms of fashion, just taking a moment just to regroup, recuperate, calm down, bring peace. And if you can, you know, to do that is always a good thing. All right. Because your mind is more clear, more focused, and then it allows you to make better decisions. Mm-hmm. Especially if you find yourself flying off at the handle at your spouse, you should learn how to meditate. So that when you become angry, you know how to, before I go say something, let me just bring it back. Let me just bring it back. Yeah. Look, one of my favorite ideas of that concept actually comes from the Torah, comes from the Old Testament, where Nehemiah had to approach the king to ask the king, can he go to Jerusalem to rebuild the wall? But Nehemiah knew he couldn't ask the king anything that would upset him. So before he spoke to him, Nehemiah said, all right, let me take a moment, gather myself, and I need the right words before he petitioned. And when he did that, then he got everything that he wanted so he can go build a wall. Well, the biggest lesson I took from that is before I speak, let me draw within myself. Let me connect to my person, my inner divinity, and connect to God, universe, source, whatever you call it, you know. And before I need that wisdom. I need that wisdom of the ages. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Right. It says I need that wisdom. I need to be able to speak to this person in such a way, and I do that all the time. Y'all, I be having customers up there, and they be acting kind of funny. I'll be silent for a minute. I'll be like, okay, I need to get into the energetic flow to speak to this person because they acting funky. And then it turns out that there was a lady. And then she finally started admitting. She was like, it was like, I think you. This was like you was there, I think. But she started talking about how she's so tired and all that. Cause she was acting cranky, y'all. She was
a straight butt.
Yeah, she was. But I was just like, let me just get into a flow that fits. And next thing I know, I wasn't even, baby was talking to her. That's right, you were talking. And she started talking about how, you know, I'm just so tired. I've been working all day. I think at that point she realized she was acting a butt. Mm-hmm. And that her crankiness was taking her there. But you know, you change the dynamics of a person around you when you create and get that connection with them.
Right. Right.
So if we do that, the deeper we have these connections with people, with our mates, then it prevents the red flags.
Right.
It prevents them from flying flags because you're flowing with your mate. You know, you become the two that become one. You know, that starts to become a reality for you. And when that becomes a reality, because what's the point of being married to someone if y'all are remaining in your own separateness?
Battling all the time.
Yeah, and you fighting over it.
Why are you here?
And then they're not showing you the love, because what? Let's be real, people. The divorce rate is like over 60%. And it's over 60% in every country culture except for the ones where women ain't got a choice. But in every other country or culture where people have choice, the divorce rates are 60% or above. That shouldn't be. That is the destruction of the family unit. And so, one of the main reasons why, because we don't want to get connected to the point where we are in constant unity with our mate, and we rather go run and find something else. But all we're going to do is go run and ruin something else. So we got to get into that level.
Divorce parties, huh?
Huh?
She said in NOLA they have divorce parties. I think they have those everywhere.
I know. I can't stand it when I see like people out at a restaurant or something. They like, oh, I'm having my divorce party, and they so happy and everything. I'm like, you should be like incredibly sad. You just experience, unless you were being abused or something like that, you just experienced one of the biggest failures of your life.
That's true.
You just experienced one of the biggest failures of your life. There's nothing to celebrate, because unless you taking that time to to get yourself right, to become whole, all you're gonna do is walk into somebody else's life, and you're gonna have another divorce party.
Yep.
I'm not having no more divorce parties. That's when we first started this. That was like, look, you gonna die before this is over.
All right, y'all. We are over. We started about 4 minutes late.
I know.
So we're ending.
Gwen Night one.
12 minutes.
Is that stage play producer Gwen Knight Warner that I know, that won't let me play a bad guy and nothing always made me play a good guy? Just throwing that out there because I still want to play a bad guy.
Still play a bad guy.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, you can't.
I got in a movie, a stage play. I don't care if it's a kid play at a little school. I need to be a bad guy.
Be the evil villain?
I want to be the bad guy. She always made me be the good guys and stuff. I don't be the bad guy.
Good job, Gwen. All right, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all being here, spending this time with us. We know we're into, the work week and Mondays, and we're not in COVID, like quarantine, lockdown like we were. These 9 o'clocks worked. So we appreciate y'all hanging in there with us. Remember, you're all invited to the wedding, February 20th, 2021 at the Georgia Aquarium.
Yes, it is.
Go to tagteamwedding.com and RSVP.
Yep, we look forward to it. And we look forward to next week. Let's go over to our YouTube page, Tag Team Marriage. And on YouTube, go to the channel, like, subscribe, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications when we have new things going on. So please go over and do that. Y'all have a great one.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Carry on over the play. Yep. Start pressing buttons.